All right, Larry Krueger here at Levi's Stadium, getting ready for training camp practice number 6, maybe number 7. 49ers had an off day yesterday in the back on the practice field today at 10:25. Now we're here at Levi's. Themes of camp, and of course we're brought to you by Pig and a Pickle, 2 locations. Check them out in Emeryville and Corte Madera from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. They are open 7 days a week. Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. I want to talk in this video about a guy that I think is absolutely taking off, and it's Marcelino McCrary-Ball. This guy was on the practice squad last year, and guys improve an awful lot from year 1 to year 2. But this guy, I really believe, is not going to be a guy who makes the roster. I think this guy is going to be a Pro Bowl linebacker. McCrary-Ball has got a lot of potential. Let's talk a little bit about him. I think he's got potential to be a truly great linebacker. He played at Indiana. He was 6 feet, about 215 pounds at his pro day. That's what he was listed at. I would say now he probably is in the 220 to 225 range. Talking about a 24-year-old linebacker who played at Indiana, undrafted college free agent last season. And, at Indiana, he played in their 4-2-5 scheme. And was a 2-time team captain, so he's a leader. He also played that husky position for them, which is kind of a rover safety linebacker spot. And there's just a ton to like about this player. And I think the 49ers absolutely, nailed it with this undrafted free agent signing. Now, from what I heard, he was given the highest financial bonus to sign as a free agent. I did an interview with him last year, early in the year, and I'm like, Marcelino, why'd you come here? You have Aziz, and you got Dre, and you got Fred. And he's like, man, those guys are dogs, and Johnny Holland's a great coach. And as soon as I saw the organization like the Niners wanted me, I want to be a dog just like those guys, and I think I've got the ability to be with them, be just like them. Well, at the time I thought, wow, man, that's really interesting, because he could have gone a number of different places, and probably, instead of being on the practice squad last year, he could have made the roster. And to me, that shows how smart he is that he took the long-range approach on his career. Instead of saying, hey, I want the most money I can get today, he said, I want to invest in myself, be in a good organization. They're going to redshirt me, so to speak, put me on the practice squad this year, and I'm going to build up, and next year's my time. And it's like deferred gratification. There's so few people that, have that kind of foresight to say, what's a good spot for me? And Marcelino made a phenomenal decision. He was a very productive player at Indiana. He made 241 career tackles, and he had 17 pass breakups. He also comes from a really athletic family. He had 2 brothers who played in the NFL. And when the Niners lost Aziz Al-Shaair in free agency, to me it was a no-brainer that Marcelino was going to step in and be a force. Now, it's still a loaded linebacking core. You got Curtis Robinson, you got Oren Burks, you got Demetrius Flannigan-Fowles, you got Jalen Graham, you got D. Winters, not to mention Fred and Dre. So it's not like anything's going to be given to Marcelino. But I love this player. When you look at his combination of athleticism and coverage ability, I think you're looking at a special player. He had a great 3-cone drill, which generally shows agility. He runs in the 4.5s, low 4.5s. What really stands out is, coming out, he had 23 reps of 225, which put him in the 98th percentile as far as strength. Now looking at him, you can see he's jacked up, man. He's put on 10 pounds of upper body weight. This guy lives in the weight room. I don't even have to ask anybody if that's the case. I can just look at the guy and see that he lives in the weight room. He's got great strength, great agility, 4.5 speed. Then you go to the versatility. Very versatile player. This guy can play the Mike, he can play the Sam, he can play the weak side backer spot. Just a very versatile player. You say, well, if this guy's so good, Krug, why did he go undrafted? He had to redshirt 2 years at Indiana. He started there in 2016 and finished in 2021. He played 53 college games. He was a 17-year-old freshman. So he spent a lot of time there. But really, he had an ACL his sophomore year, and then had another ACL injury his senior year. And that combined with, the being an undersized player caused him to go undrafted. But give John Lynch and Adam Peters some credit on this one, because they obviously had good reports on him. And what he is a new age defender. I mean, this guy's a hybrid. He offers positional versatility. He can play all three linebacker spots. He's tough. He's physical. He will hit you. And then you look at what he did at Indiana, 5.5 sacks over his last 3 seasons. What I love about him is Steve Wilkes likes to blitz his backers, and Marcelino has great experience as a blitzer. And then the combination of the strength, the speed, the elite motor, the versatility, we've already seen him out here on this practice field, be super aggressive in the flat. He just snuffs out receivers in the flat. He's just on them and got an elite motor, really aggressive in run support. This is a great hustle player as well. The motor and the hustle is all there. He's got strong hands. He's a little bit of an intimidator. He closes quickly. He plays fast. He flies to the football. He takes good angles now. I think that's one area that he's definitely improved from college to the present. He takes much better angles than he used to take. And even going back to high school, this guy was a 3-star, or only a 3-star recruit. So he went to Roswell High School in the state of Georgia, he's just a complete ball player. And here we are, year 2. He's bigger, stronger, faster, knows the defense. I think Wilkes is going to really utilize him as a delayed blitzer. And even the Niners, you could argue, have the best linebacking core in the game, right? Fred Warner's probably the best linebacker in the league. If not the best, he's on the short list. Greenlaw is a top 100 NFL player. I think he's one of the most underrated players in football. He's fast, he's physical, he's nasty, he makes tons of plays against the run and pass. And then you lost Aziz, and it made sense for the Niners to say goodbye to Aziz. Why? Because you're in your sub packages almost 80% of the time now. And so that third linebacker in the base really comes off the field an awful lot. And so it didn't make sense to give Aziz the kind of money that that he got elsewhere. And it's just a numbers game. But man, Marcelino, to me, if there's been one guy on the defense that has just really stood out here over the last 3 or 4 weeks, it's Marcelino McCrary-Ball. He's playing fast, he's playing physical. At least 2-3 times a game, a practice, you see him make a play and say, wow, he closed on that fast. Or, the other day he had a play against, I think it was J.P. Mason in the red zone, where Mason's 230, and he stood him up and yanked him back and said, you're not getting in the end zone here. So a lot to like about Marcelino McCrary-Ball. I think he's a lock to make the roster, and I think that the arrow is pointing straight up on Marcelino. And if you want to walk around and sound like you're smart to your Niner fan friends, they say, hey, who's looking good in Niner camp? Marcelino McCrary-Ball is looking fantastic, and you heard it here first. Thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of the Krug Show. Thanks to all you guys for supporting the Krug Show on YouTube. Practice starts in about an hour. Time to get it. Have a great day, everybody. Beautiful day here in Santa Clara. Go Niners.